We'll go ahead and start the recording there instead of, not. Damn it, and now we're screwed. No, where's the guy who was buying firewood? Come back, gentleman who's buying firewood. I have firewood to sell you. So much firewood. Oh, God. Maybe he's in here. No, he is, and I can't go in there. Whoa, guy, Serena. Jeez. Okay, I know it's nighttime and you like to sneak around, but good googly boogly. Gotta be careful there, lady. I guess the only thing to do is to make more firewood happen. This is truly the greatest possible thing. Hey, Scottish, what is up? Things are doing pretty well. Dad just headed off to... he and Kim had been traveling for, like, most of the day. And so by the time they came to visit me, they show up and they're like, hey, and then, we hung out and they were pretty wiped because they've basically been busy all day traveling, which does take something out of you. So, more firewood. So, yeah, they decided to go ahead and head off for the evening. I'm going to go ahead and stream for a little bit until I get up to tonight's session. So I figured, why not? Especially since I already finished the other thing I wanted to work on. I suppose I could work on my next rumination, but nobody pays attention to those anyways. Nobody likes my ruminations. Okay, the lack of music is admittedly bothering me a bit. Have we fixed the mouse problem? Nope. Mouse problem not fixed. Sigh. Let's see. What's a good chopping wood song? Or theme? That sounds about right. More wood chopping. This is truly gripping and from excitement here, if you think about it. I'm starting to think that Twitch is getting worse about informing people of when I'm streaming. Because the last several times I've streamed, there's been quite a bit of a delay for people to show up. I wonder if Amazon will do anything to make that better, or, conversely, I'm wondering if Amazon's going to do anything to make that worse. Independence banter? Oh, yes, that's this week, isn't it, Scottish? I will not comment on that, because I try to keep current event politics out of my stream, but hopefully things go well. I think that's a generic enough thing to say. Something along those lines. Why does she occasionally stop? That's what I don't understand. I swear when I last played Skyrim, I had the ability to just chop wood forever. If I just didn't... It would only stop when I canceled it. Why do you keep canceling, you silly, silly woman? So strange. Oh, apparently it was today, my bad. You can tell I haven't been keeping that up to it. It'll be interesting to see what happens admittedly. Man, we're only carrying 52 firewood. We can do more than that. I'd ask what you voted, Scottish, but, Video games are awesome, last I checked. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm playing Skyrim, and we all know Skyrim is just a terrible, terrible game, right? I mean, nobody likes Skyrim. So I found something else out recently. For those of you who care, put together a lot of information about who watches my videos, when, why, how much, that kind of a thing, right? And I found myself surprised because, of course, there were certain of my viewers who are pretty regular, and I recognize them and chat with them, normally. But there were quite a few members, including my own patrons, who I'd never actually heard of, and I'm not really sure who they are other than the fact that they're my patrons. And yet when I checked the data, they've been my patrons for months. They've just never said anything to me. I'm not sure what to make of that. I really don't know. But then I started thinking about it and I realized a lot of people have things where either it's actual social anxiety or maybe it's just the fact that they're not used to talking to total strangers, basically, or stuff like that. You know, there's all sorts of reasons why someone would not talk to someone online, even if they are a regular viewer of them. Just interesting, I guess, in its own right. I wish I could reach out and be like, you know, encourage people, talk to me, chat with me, I'm here, I'm open. In the stream thing somewhere down there, it actually says, you know, don't be a stranger, don't be shy, feel free to talk to me. I'm always down for talking with my streamers and my viewers. Hey, Prima. Oh, sun's rising. Soon. I think we can get more firewood while we wait for the sun to rise. As we get some Zelda music on here. Yes, this is Zelda music, believe it or not. Spirit Tracks, for anybody who's curious. And this is Pokemon Platinum, I want to say. Not sure which one. One of the DS ones. Damn it, keep chopping. Is it that difficult? Don't stop chopping until I tell you to, woman. I'm trying to get in shape. Actually, I have chopped wood in real life. It is actually really arduous and irritating. If you chopped wood non-stop for a whole night, I'm not sure if you'd get in shape, but you would definitely get in sore. Next day you'd be like, ah, why, God? I like how she still has that Elder Scroll on her back. Why do you still have that on your back? What is this? This is actually, this is Platinum, I was right. Let's turn that down a bit. Make sure the... Yeah, voice acting's cranked. Oh well. So I had an amusing experience recently. I was trying to describe the differences between RPGs to my dad, who is not really a gamer, as I've mentioned. It was an interesting experience because he just basically... I mean, he's played the Marios, and he's played other Marios, and he's played several Mario games. But that is basically it, right? That's the full extent of his exposure to video games. But I was trying to explain RPGs, as in pen and paper, actual role-playing, you know, dice role-playing, LARPing, board game assisted, and then tried to explain the difference between JRPGs and WRPGs and arguably ERPGs as well. Over and over and over. And I felt like I was boring the hell out of him. He did ask, in my defense. Hey, Snow. What is up? I'm up to 3 viewers. I'm not sure which I like better. The idea of like only having a small handful of viewers, or if I had so many thousands that I would be incapable of keeping up with chat. Since Lord knows, during several key events, the Mass Effect Marathon and the Final Fantasy Marathon both come to mind, chat was zooming by so fast I literally was incapable of keeping up. Actually brought out a add-on specifically for catching questions because they were zooming by so fast. Actually, it's funny because I've been talking with that recently about my dad, who has been very supportive of me trying to, you know, do this show as my job and trying to, you know, make this my career, my work for the remainder of my days. And he's been super supportive of me. Hey, Samurai. Hey, Groat. And yeah, we just started. And he was talking to me, and he's like, well, okay, you know, you obviously want to get bigger because you need to make more money than you're currently making. I mean, to be completely honest, if I didn't have a roommate right now, I would be incapable of living, like, at all, surviving. I don't make that much money. But we were talking about the key point, or rather, I was talking about the key point. In other words, there's a certain point in time in which you have too many viewers, you have too much popularity. I couldn't describe the exact way I wanted to him, but for those of you who follow Awesome Games Done Quick, Hail Hydra, and those other marathons, there was some Awesome Games and Summer Games Done Quick 2013. Well, let's start with 2012. Were pretty. They did pretty well, relatively speaking, but they were still small-time events and still just barely getting their popularity. And then Awesome Game and Summer Games Done Quick 2013 was great. There was a decent chunk of people there, but it wasn't too many, and everything went smoothly, and it was fun, and everyone there still knew everyone else, blah, 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 right? And then Awesome Games Done Quick and Summer Games Done Quick 2014 happened. And it was a mob. I mean, there was this huge area, and they have tons of people, and it lost, and they had all these new rules and regulations they had to have in place because there were so many people there. In other words, right now I'm at 2012. I don't want to hit 2014, but I'm trying to hit that 2013 sweet spot of having more viewers so I can actually, well, exist, I guess is the best way to put that. Is this guy back here yet? God dang, this guy is so slow. I have heard that snow. I was also genuinely surprised of... Well, okay. For those of you who don't know, Final Fantasy IV is now on Steam. That's not the surprise. I was expecting that. What I was surprised by was which version of FF4. It's the DS version. The best version, in my opinion. I fully expected that if they ever put that on there, it would be the phone version, which is basically the PSP version. Which isn't a bad version, but is not my favorite. In fact, it's actually my least favorite version, to be totally honest with you. Which I was just genuinely surprised they actually put the DS version on there instead. Who knew? Actually, Prima, that really wouldn't surprise me. Now, okay, who out there has seen the FF15 trailer? Other than me, obviously. I'll wait a moment for chat to catch up. That's strange. Hey, I'm not your buddy. Hey, Mugwump. Hey, Unreal. Oh, that's why. Ha. Okay, hang on a second. Gotta do something real quick, guys. Sorry. Stupid Twitch. Hey, Krenzler. I lost chat for a second, guys, so be patient with me. I've completely lost Twitch chat. This is so weird. There we go. Is this actually right? I think so. There we go. That should do it. We're good there. And suddenly there's Frog. There we go. Where was I? Is this guy back here yet? I'm carrying like 7 pounds of 17 tons of wood here. Hey, Berenian, what's up? Nope, same character, Unreal. We're with Ellie until she actually dies. Yeah, I know, Samurai. That was so over the top. Anyway, so right, FF15's trailer, right? Not trying to be negative, but how many of you were so bored by that trailer? I mean, just completely bored. Krenzler, right now I'm waiting for more viewers to show up, so I figured I'd do something while I wait. And now I gotta wait for you guys to respond. I hate this Twitch delay. I remember I actually was streaming back in the day when there was no Twitch delay, other than just latency. It was nice back then. You know, I'd say something and then 10 seconds later, maybe someone would be like, "Hey, respondent." Nowadays, I gotta wait like 30 to 60 seconds, depending on, you know, everything else. Is this guy here yet? T-Moogie, yeah. Yeah, they really liked that car, didn't they? And the guys just hanging out like, you know, stupid teenagers do, being really boring and talking about really boring stuff. By the way, I did some math. This is actually a underestimate because we know for a fact that they were already working on the game as of the first announcement. But the first announcement, you know, so the earliest part we can track, in other words, for when they started working on 13 Verses, was 8 years and 4 months ago now. May of 2006, I believe it was. 2006 or 2005. That's how long it's been. Hey, Bregvin. I am honoring my dwarven heritage by drinking what is totally beer and chopping wood. Oh, my God. Did anybody else also notice they also had a really irritating character in the car? Like, I'm trying really hard not to sound cynical, but... Congrats, Razulia. Which game? Out of curiosity. Because there's a few Space 4X games I'm meaning to try out that I actually own lately. Anyways. But yeah, they had a really irritating character in the car. And I say that specifically because it was a type of character who looked like he was designed to be irritating. You know what I mean? In other words, it was a character that you are supposed to find irritating. They wanted him to be irritating. Why? Why would they do that? I wonder if I could sell this wood yet. Nah, let's just chop more wood. What is up, Yoga? And yes, I did, Samurai. Whoa! That's my dad. Hey, Dad, what's up? Well, that's the one I had bookmarked from earlier, yeah. Now, the link I gave you is just the green screen itself, so I would need something to put it up. Yeah. But that is these... Oh, go ahead. For that one, or for, like, a bundle, or what? Interesting. I don't think I even saw that. You must have an Amazon thing. I don't, because I have like a super basic account. Weird. Well, either way, that's not the specific one. I mean, I'm not that picky about the screen itself. The only important part is that I get a screen that isn't one of the $5 ones, because I've seen those and those are crap. And the stand to put it up on, and that's basically it. Hey, Rhonda, what's up? Sorry, I'm streaming right now. Is that out of 5? That sounds pretty good to me. Wow. By the way, this is my dad, guys, on the phone. He says hello. Obviously, you can't hear him, but... Well, toss me a link back. I'll pull up Google really quick. I have people waving at you, by the way, Dad. I told my viewers I'd be hanging with you, so me being on right now is kind of a surprise. Yes, we are definitely hanging. Yeah, I know. I'm awaiting. Yeah, that was good, wasn't it? We got something off the lunch menu. I mean, Yeah, I've got my water, my canned water here. Still waiting on that email. My goodness. It's taking forever. Come on, Google. Get that fiber working. Oh, yeah, you're probably right. Well, okay, here. Let me pull up. Ugh. Let me go ahead. Yeah, here, I'm clicking the link I sent you. And I'm scrolling down. What is it you want me to look at here? The... Yeah, this is the one. This is... From what I understand... Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently this is the good one, from what I understand. I did ask a few people, too. And you notice, like I said, if you scroll down, it's got that bought together, and you could just tack them on there. And I think it's the same company that sells them. Mm-hmm. But that is, of course, totally up to you guys, because, you know, I don't want to be weird. No, don't do it, Dad. Don't do it. No! Alright, guys, I'm sorry, it's too late. He's added it to the cart. We're doomed. No, not the checkout! It's not too late. You can back out. Okay. Alright, thank you, Dad. I do appreciate it. See you tomorrow morning. Bye. Well, my dad just bought me a green screen. I guess I should have kept that as a surprise, but whatever. I'm sure some of my viewers will be surprised. They'll be like, holy moly, all of a sudden, arsh. But minus everything else. Oh, here we go, yeah, it's... Now I get his email. Now this is firewood chopping music right here. So Krenzler, I was kind of distracted at the time. You mentioned something about how I need the Dragon Elder Scroll to do this, to do Dawnguard. Just curious if you want to repost it or whatever. I'm actually curious how I'm going to get a green screen working in here. I may have to actually redo my room setup because I got a wall right here, you know? I'll think of something. Is this guy back yet? Oh my god, I hate this guy. There was a guy I was going to sell wood to, like, last night, and then he left, and now I don't know where he is, and I'm just stuck here with 700 billion pounds of wood. In case you think I'm kidding, I actually have 174 firewood on me right now. Where is this guy? Okay, so here's the problem. I can't complete that without because it needs the drill, and he can't get that without... Oh, that's it? Okay, well, whatever. Well... Trying to think of how we can... This is as good a time as any to talk about role-playing. What do you guys think? Should we talk, or should we just keep going back to chop wood? I mean, Serena, I've already chopped 174 firewood. We don't need any more. Get over here. God, lady. Nice, Bragwin. So yeah, we let's talk about role-playing. Let's talk about turning disadvantages into advantages. Now, I talk about that constantly because disadvantages into advantages is I would argue one of the most important skills any writer can learn, and I mean that sincerely. But let's go ahead and turn this into an advantage. We need to progress the main plot line, apparently, in order to progress Dawnguard, right? How do we make that make sense in lore? What do we do to segue seamlessly and smoothly from the Dawnguard plotline into the main plotline, aka the boring plotline? Whether we have to or not, it's an interesting thought discussion, so I'm curious what you guys think. I have a few thoughts, of course. My first thought is, where the hell's the guy to sell firewood to? Oh my god. Buy my firewood.
Skyrim didn't have enough outsiders. Now we've got mercenaries from
Think, Krensler, engage your brain. Creativity. This is what I used to do back when I used to teach. I used to give people thought puzzles to try and get them to stretch outside of their... Damn it, Brasilia. To get them to stretch outside of their comfort zones in order to engage their creativity and get them thinking. I found that so many people could do so much more writing-wise than they thought once they really started stretching past what they were comfortable with. Now, that being said, there's nothing wrong with having certain types of writing that you're good at and that you stick to. Lord knows I do that. There's basically 3 types of stories I tell, let's be honest. But I can actually jump all over way. That's hilarious. Yeah, I don't notice the FOV thing, so you guys always got to remind me about that. At this point in the main quest line, I have to go talk to the Blades. I don't know that yet in character, but that is the step I'm on. The Blades stole the dragon artifact. And if you'll remember, Ellie decided she'd had enough. She'd been dicked around, she went through all this mess, and she finally got to that thing, and it was gone, and she was like, oh, and there was a note saying, come meet me. And she was just pissed off. So she was like, screw this. I'm done. And that's why she abandoned the main quest line in character. I like Mugwump's idea, actually. An idea of, well, okay, you know... While we're busy with this whole anti-vampire thing, not really Samurai, no. While we're busy with this whole anti-vampire thing, why don't I, discuss this whole dragon thing with you, dragon-born thing, as a way to show you more of the world. It's an interesting idea. Oh my God, where is this guy? I just want to dump my firewood. I'm just trapped here forever. You know what? Screw it. Oh, he's there! Instantaneously, as if by magic. Oh, awesome, Groot. Thank you very much. I will have to add you to my patrons list very soon. Oh, that's horrible, Bregman.
Yourself useful and chop up some firewood.
I have some firewood to sell. No, let me sell firewood. I hate it when it does this. I don't know if this does it on the console. Sometimes. There we go. 870 gold. Yay.
Until next time.
I'm free. Sometimes in chat windows on the PC version, don't know if it does this on the console, even if you scroll up and down, the selector will still be stuck on like the first option, so you're trying to select this and it'll do this. And sometimes you'll select options you don't want, like, oh, screw you, or I'll just kill you, or whatever, and yeah, that actually irritated the hell out of me. So, okay, let's talk to you.
One of the guards said, we rode through town not long ago. So that was a moth priest then.
Wait. Okay, this is the way I want to go. I haven't heard any other ideas. Y'all suck. Terrible writers! F- is across the board. F minus. It only does it with mouse. Maybe I'm just spoiled because I'm playing a PC game and I want to use my mouse in a PC game, but... yeah. What? Oh, there we go. Oh my God, there's dead people. Oh my God, I can see up their skirts. The goggles. They do nothing. Sorry, Samurai. Yeah, let's change playlist. Maybe that'll help. We're on town playlist right now. Let's go ahead and change to... where's my Dread playlist? I got it somewhere. Hang on a second. There it is. Okay, this should be good. Ah. Why doesn't the space butterfly count? I mean, he can swing, you know, he's flexible. It's a good episode too, Rondo. I actually watched it about a month ago. Like I said, Groot, I really do appreciate it. I don't know how else to say this. I'm at the point where I really need to push the show. I need more viewers, and I need those viewers to become patrons. Even if every viewer only donates $2, that is a significant, increase, because that's how the whole Patreon thing works. I get a bunch of viewers, and then each of them donates $2, and I'm good. Ideally, I need to increase the amount I'm making a month by about 500. That's the goal right now. And if I hit that, then I'll be a lot more stable when November hits. But until then, still kind of stressed. Anyways, so that makes sense for why she would go after the Horn Krenzler, but we have to explain why that's coming to her mind now, because she hasn't been thinking about it for quite a while. So what's the segue? What is the transition? Oh, hey, a mod that fixes that. We may break the 80 number for mods if we keep this up. I should also install the Ronzo mod, which adds Ronzos as a playable race from FF10. What do we got here? Awesome. I'll have to grab this later. Thank you, Groot. Hey, Proxy. What is up? Actually, Jim Sterling is one of my my highest ranked, but still one of my minions. I've been meaning to say that for a while. I know the feeling, Scottish. And, yeah. Okay, that's not bad, Krenzler. I like that. Bragwin has a good one, too. If you'll remember, a lot of the events of Ellie's life have actually come circle around this Dragon Bridge. Not by design, but, the Dark Brotherhood thing was here, and this is pretty close to the area where we were dealing with that part of the main plotline. So she's been back here several times so far. So simply being here could trigger that. Excuse me a second. But yeah, what can I say? That's some interesting thoughts there. I like that. I like that. Let's take some horse hide, because why not? Actually, I've kind of have a... Wait, so there's a vampire and a person. Interesting. What do we got here? Just Imperial garbage armor. You get used to the sunlight after a while. There's one other thing that we have to take note of that's been happening to our character. If you're paying attention, we've been infected with vampirism again. And we've already kind of talked about that, but there's no denying that's going to have something to do with our character development, because we just got rid of that, and now at the same time we're reaching a point where we're becoming more accepting of the idea of vampirism, regardless of what's going on with social prejudices, basically. In other words, the idea that it is possible to be a good vampire. So, that's something that may be interesting. I know how. That being said, I am genuinely hopeful that becoming a vampire again won't stonewall the Dawnguard quest until we get rid of vampire again, because that would be irritating. Moving along. Getting a P.O. box is something I will consider doing if I ever get big. In fact, it's something I will definitely do if I ever get big, because that's the address I will give out. I am not big. I am barely paying the bills. So, not right now. Something for the future. The distant, unknowable future. Awesome. So the vampire group has taken the Moth Priest. Well, that's not good. Let's go, quick! We know where they took him, which is somewhere. Oh, it's like right here. Now, I don't think we're a vampire yet, so we might consider this, like, if I was doing a roleplay, I would probably consider this a deadline. Like, I have to get to a certain point in the Dawnguard quest before I actually become a full-fledged vampire again, so that I don't run into that problem. And if I did, then I would go in a blood frenzy. Oh, you can just follow the blood, I guess. And kill all of the members of the Dawnguard. Sorry about my nose. Allergies are hitting me right now. And I've been out a lot today. And then Dad took me to Best Buy because he wanted to buy me a camcorder. And I told him, don't buy me a camcorder because they're like $400 freaking dollars. I don't know about you guys, but that's a lot of money right now. What is the name of that map mod? Don't do it, Proxy. Carrier pigeons are notoriously unreliable. And yes, Dr. Todd, all Skyrim videos, most of my stream videos as of now, go live eventually. Except for the ones that I'm doing just for fun and for silliness. I just realized I'm a assassin, so I should be a little more circumspect. But yes, these will be going to YouTube. I really need to get a new dagger at some point in time. So I mentioned D&D. How many of you guys out there have played or are aware of or otherwise D&D? Ah, that hurt. I didn't want him to. My dad already supports me. A lot. To be totally blunt, my dad is the only reason I can pay the medical bills right now. Otherwise, I would be behind by $300 every month. It's another reason I really want to kind of push the show and make up that 500 gap, basically. And afford to eat properly and all that fun stuff. Anyways, not trying to do a sob story, it's just the truth. Don't like lying to you guys. He is a great dad, though. I love my dad. Always have. I could tell you stories. Pathfinder counts as D&D. If you want me to say pen and paper RPGing, I can. But what I mean when I say the words D&D is pen and paper RPG. I just don't feel like saying pen and paper RPG. I just say it's frickin' D&D. And most people understand D&D. Cool, Scottish. Sounds pretty fun. Shadowrun for life. But you know, anything counts for this kind of thing. Pathfinder, Friday Night Firefight, Cyberpunk, all that fun stuff. God, what the hell? I suddenly can't stealth clip it. Damn. Reason I ask is I currently have a party, which is in an interesting state of affairs. And I thought it would be fun to ask my viewers if they have any ideas as for what horrible things I could do to them. I mean, what wonderful things I could do to them. And maybe use it as a bit of a creative exercise as well. Because GMing is actually very much a creative exercise. Holy moly. Hey, Stoop. The person I try very hard not to call Stoople every time I see you. It's nothing personal, it's just that's where my brain chops off the letters there. So no, this music is definitely in Skyrim, Rojas. Oh yeah, GURPS, that's another one, tabletop. The situation is, the party has just gotten back from a successful heist of a local fortified manor, right? They've gotten to their inn. One of their party members goes up. Hey, Cyril. One of the party members goes up to his inn, his tavern, or I mean his room, excuse me, in the inn, and he sees a dead individual lying on the ground with his sword in it that had been stolen from him earlier. And the assailant just rushes out the window. Now, there's a lot of things they could have done about this. Unfortunately, the local soldiers, and by the way, I stress, soldiers, not guards. This is local military, not militia, not guardsmen, not adjudicators, nothing like that. So the local soldiers have shown up to deal with them, and because they've received a tip-off. They're downstairs, so the soldiers are downstairs, the party member's upstairs. He freaks out, he makes a bunch of noise. That makes one of the party members from downstairs rush upstairs drunkenly in order to warn the others. Naturally, a party member rushing upstairs drunkenly was incredibly foolish, because it means the soldiers immediately know, hey, that's our guy, and rush after him. So I give the party members one action, 6 seconds, or really 3 seconds if you want to get accurate, in order to do something. Every single party member decided to leap out the window and do some rolls in order to see how well they do. So that's the spot they're at, right? Now, what they're trying to do right now is most of the party members are going to rush off outside of town. They're trying to flee town. One of the party members is going to try to go over here, find a spot, hide, and stealth. Now, this is the spot we're at right now, and I need to decide exactly what's going to happen and how. Now, they have leapt out the window, so they're now on the ground floor outside the inn. So naturally, those soldiers that are, at the ground floor can hear them, because, of course they can. They have ears, and they were very loud in their exodus from the windows. So, I've got plenty of options to how to deal with that. And yes, I did stoop. I know everything. Ooh. An actually decent bit of vampire armor. I might actually put that on. So any thoughts, guys? Of what horrible things might be in store for them? I have way too much stuff on. Ugh. I usually don't go for punishing players, no. If you know anything about me, you probably know my role GMing style in a nutshell. And if you don't stress it. Honestly, I'm just looking for creative ideas from you guys. Like I said, kind of a little thought exercise. It is the Primus campaign, that is correct, Braven. Where is he? Where is he? Oh god. Oh, there he is. Wait, why am I killing the Moth Priest? Well, yeah. Let's kill the music there for a second.
Thank you for breaking that vampire's hold.
Of course. That's what I do.
You arrived just in time. I think those vampires were getting hungry.
Of course. You're right.
I'm quite all right, thanks to you. Dexian Evicus is my name. I'm a moth priest of the White Gold Tower. These vampires claimed they had some purpose in store for me, but they wouldn't say what. Probably hoping to ransom me, the fools.
The guards definitely heard them. I've already determined that. They were very loud because one of them rolled a 1.
You do? All right then. Enough mysteries. You have an Elder Scroll. Remarkable. If my knowledge of history serves me, I recall that the Dawn Guard was an ancient order of vampire hunters. I will be happy to assist you with your Elder Scroll. Just tell me where I need to go.
See you around, Rondo.
Very well. I'll hurry on my way there before more of those vampires turn up.
Well then, we did it, Serena. Now we need to hurry there before we become a vampire. Run! As far as do the soldiers have the ability to communicate with each other? Yes, both magically and mundanely. And again, I want to stress soldiers. That's regular show military. Not local. Wow, I actually got swept away by the water. Not happening. Okay, fine. We'll go the long way. Let's get out. Damn it, I don't want to take the frickin' bridge. So the soldiers would would try to communicate with the other soldiers, okay. And try to swarm the party, yeah, okay. Ouch, Groat. Well, of course the soldiers are going to go after them. That's not the interesting part. I like Mugwump's idea there. Have the soldiers deliberately allow one of them, I don't want to use names, to escape. I kind of need to decide how much these soldiers care. See you around, Proxy. About bringing these criminals in. Since there's a fair amount of politics going on in the background here, as there always is in my D&D campaigns. I've known some players who really hate that, and I can't blame them. You know, it's kind of a thing.
I'm impressed you could find a moth priest so quickly. For the reading? Yeah. Just let the old man know when you're ready.
Ah, hello there.
Yeah, Woodcutting.
Ah, my rescuer. It's good to see you again. It's not exactly the hospitality I'm used to, but your man Isran has seen to my needs well enough.
Well, I don't think any of the players are in the stream, so I don't mind spoiling a couple things.
I have colleagues back home that would love to study this place in detail.
So as soon as we're done talking to him, there we go. Oh, okay. Yes.
Oh, most certainly. Let's find out what secrets the scroll can tell. Now, if everyone will please be quiet, I must concentrate.
Okay, before the big spoiler scene. So, the individual who was murdered, and the party was framed for it, is... Okay. They are in... The answer is yes, but it's as ever more complicated than that. See, they are currently in the Show Empire, and they're actually kind of in the middle of nowhere in the Show Empire. They're at one of the port towns on the northern end of the Hibiento province, right? Now, no, the drunk one is the barbarian who attacks women. Not that kind of attacks. I mean, anyways, so the Illuvian Kingdom is at war. I hope at least some of you are aware of that, because the war background is probably the thing I've put the most effort into in the campaign so far. The Show Empire is receiving a diplomat from the Illuvian Kingdom in order to discuss terms not just of peace, but of coexistence and an alliance between Illuvia and the Show against the Nevere. A lot of clandestine work going on that, and it was one of the most well-hidden secrets that they had going. Virtually no one, and I do mean no one, knew about the fact that that this guy was here and who and what he was, right? They didn't know his purpose. And he was stopping off in this port town and was going to be escorted south to Hibiento itself, where he would then go to the Shushi Prime, where he would actually meet with the Emperor of the entire Show Empire, along with the Court of Lords, in order to, or the Count, the Court of Counts, excuse me, in order to discuss the possibility of a military alliance. That's the one who was just murdered. Here's the cute part. Zeiss is the character who is specifically framed for this. because he publicly is someone who is a major figure, possibly the warlord in charge of the Exchange, a block of people who are criminally connected to all sorts of things, blah, blah, blah. They have a bit of a reputation, but more importantly, they are personally and directly and publicly supported by the Lady Lightmane, who is the Lord of Holtberg, the Holtberg region. A lot of things are going to be happening because of the fact that this framework just happened. So the reason there's actual proper show military here is because they were his escort. They were supposed to escort him south to the meeting with the frickin' Emperor. I'd say they're fairly motivated based on the circumstances.
See a vision before me. An image of a great bow.
I can barely hear that guy.
I know this weapon. It is Oriel's bow. Now a voice whispers, saying, among the night's children, a dread lord will rise. In an age of strife, when dragons return to the realm of men, darkness will mingle with light, and the night and the day will be as one. The voice fades and the words begin to shimmer and distort. But wait, there is more here. The secret of the bow's power is written elsewhere. I think there is more to the prophecy, recorded in other scrolls. Yes, I see them now. One contains the ancient secrets of the dragons, and the other speaks of the potency of ancient blood. My vision darkens, and I see no more. To know the complete prophecy, we must have the other two scrolls. I must rest now. The reading has made me weary.
Come on, old man. You should get some rest.
Do you have a moment to talk?
Of course I do. What's up, Serena?
That moth priest, Dexian, he said we needed 2 other Elder Scrolls. I think I know where we can start looking.
Okay.
Half the people in your little crew would just as soon kill me as talk to me. That doesn't exactly make me want to open.
Look, it's not my crew,
I got
okay?
a warmer welcome from my father, and that's saying something. Ever since he decided to make that prophecy his calling, we kind of drifted apart. I don't even think he sees me as his daughter anymore. I'm just a means to an end. We need to find my mother, Valerica. She'll definitely know where it is. And if we're lucky, she actually has it herself. The last time I saw her, she said that she'd go somewhere safe. Somewhere that my father would never search. Other than that, she wouldn't tell me anything.
I'm liking it so far,
The way she
Mugwell.
said
Quite a
it.
bit, actually.
Someplace he would never search. It was cryptic, yet she called attention to it. Maybe. What I can't figure out is why she said it that way. Besides, I can't imagine a single place my father would avoid looking. And he's had all this time, too. Any ideas?
Yeah, she's on the Oblivion plane. Or, here.
Wait, that almost makes sense. There's a courtyard in the castle. I used to help her tend a garden there. All of the ingredients for our potions came from there. She used to say that my father couldn't stand the place. Too peaceful. Oh, absolutely. But my mother's not a coward. That is, I don't think we'll actually trip over her there, but it's worth a look.
Okay.
True. But I know a way we can get to the courtyard without arousing suspicion. There's an
Does it involve lots of killing? Because I'm okay with that.
side of the island that was used by the previous owners to bring supplies into the castle. An old escape tunnel from the castle exits there. I think that's our way in.
Alright, let's do it.
It's around the side of the castle. Let's move.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dramatic pause. So, one of the problems I'm having with the situation with the soldiers is, as I just elucidated to you guys, the soldiers are extremely well motivated to find these so-called killers. It would have been very feasible and possible for the party members to try and talk their way out of the situation, especially since there are certain magical means to determine the fact that they are innocent of their crime. Instead, they stumbled away and then ran as fast as they could, which is basically admission of guilt. So now they are absolutely certain that the party who they received the tip-off for is, in fact, the people who have kidnapped their diplomat and, as they will find out shortly, murdered him. I'm trying to think of a situation in which the party could actually get out of town, or manage to deal with the situation without murdering a bunch of soldiers in the middle of a major town, because that's kind of...
Where'd you come? Oh, no, you don't.
Whoa, shoot. I wasn't paying attention. At this point, Bragwin, no. They will not bother. There's no reason to. Like, there's literally no reason to as of right now. Where the hell is fire? Where is fire? There it is.
I've had enough of...
Excuse me, Serena. Hey, Pencil. What is up? Why would I play with crossbows? Ugh. But no, I don't like ranged weapons in this game at all, as I mentioned earlier. Of course it is Unreal. Especially when dealing with a vampire. I wonder... I was actually kind of hoping one of them would pop into chat and be like, oh my god. He's talking about our untimely doom. And then I could inform them how doomed they were. Now, there's no almost. Let's be honest, Isaac. It is a gun. It just looks different. That's actually one of the things I dislike most about ranged weapons in this game. Although that's more related to archery as opposed to crossbowry, which is pretty different. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it out sometime. Right now I have 0 points in it, though, and I'm a little underpowered. Just a little. Oh no, these soldiers would definitely follow the party, because it's like this. And how many times have you seen this? I've seen this happen in real life. Policemen show up, right? And the policemen are like, hey, listen.
Yeah, just around this bend.
We've heard some difficulties in this area. We just want to check it out, because we have to check it out because it's our job.
Doesn't look so big from down here. I mean, it is big, but, well, even bigger.
Yes, Serena. So the cops are like, hey, we're supposed to check this out. And then the people who were being checked out are like, oh, crap, and run. At the moment they run, those cops immediately are, regardless of all actual circumstances, as of that moment, that is admission of guilt. It is actually legally admission of guilt under some circumstances. So the cops abandon all pretense of anything and behave as though those people are in fact criminals, and therefore they have to deal with them. It's a fairly similar situation as to what's happening here. Oh wow, Krensler, I'm sorry. I thought about doing that, and I decided against it just because I figured I'd lose her. Figure. So yeah, these soldiers, having seen these people fled the scene, and done so violently, they even left behind a smoke bomb, a common trait of people who are assassins. Yeah. And before anyone points it out, there's no possibility that this assassination is authorized or legal, because if it was, then they would have stuck around to explain the legality of the assassination, because legal assassinations are given writs, which they can then give to the guards and say, hey, this is, this is legitimate. Man, I am the worst sneaker ever all of a sudden. Not sure what the hell's up with that. See you around, Samurai. Even though you're probably already gone. Where is this person? Oh, it's up. Damn it. The actual killer is long gone. By which I mean teleported. Long gone. Okay. Fine. Oh yeah, Bragwin, I forgot I even had that. How'd you get back here? Ugh. What, I can't cast it here, but you can shoot me with a bow? Bull. Oh, for God's sakes. I can't even tell where he is now. He's actually underwater. This is ridiculous. Okay. This is ridiculous. Can I attack underwater? No, of course I can't. Here, go this way. Go this way. Come on. Come on. This way. This way. This is ridiculous. Come on. Come on. Hey, Zeiss. What's up? You're doomed, just so you know. Okay, that guy is just, like, gone. And there's another one! Oh my god! What the hell? That skeleton. Telling you. So, Zeiss, we were just talking about you. Come on up. Come on, skeleton. This is ridiculous. I can't actually do anything to these people. So, anywho. Hey, Serena. Oh, hey, there's a guy up here, too. I guess I'll take care of him, since, he's not underwater. I'm not sure if I would use the word haunt. Maybe serve? Is that a good word for that? I think that's a good word. Okay, screw it. We're just going to zone. Oh yeah, I've got a lantern on. I should get rid of that. There we go. I should still be able to stealth with a lantern on me. Ow. Ew. Why would I want bloody rags? Ew. Oh god, this is a food area, isn't it? Oh, I don't want to think about that anymore. Blech. Okay, let me think about this for a moment. It's actually called Wearable Lanterns, Krenzler, I believe. Go figure. Alright, now that Zeiss is gone, real quick. So, I've been thinking about the whole problem with how to deal with the party, and I have this terrible idea, and I want to run it by you guys. Basically, imagine if everyone amongst all the soldiers, they all decide to focus their efforts solely on one individual, rush after that individual, tackle him, bring him back, alive of course, and then use him to get all of his wonderful accomplices. And that way, the individual captured could have the choice of, for example, selling out his party members in exchange for clemency, or trying to escape, or trying to resist, or being killed, or a bunch of other options. I'm just curious what you guys think.
The old water cistern. On some days, this would smell just... Be glad you weren't here then. Who's there?
Jesus! I didn't even see that.
Who's there? That'll teach you.
Don't do it, Zeiss! Don't do it! Serena, you want to help me out with this? No? Okay. Let's just increase our light armor a bit, shall we? Look at this. Holy moly, I'm barely keeping up with his damage. Yikes. It's okay, we leveled. That's the important part. Health. Okay, I want to be a better sneak person. No, that's the one I want. That requires 70. We'll go ahead and get this one for now. Even though I intend to never use a bow, I want it for that. Which is a lot of fun. The 15 times damage if you sneak. Shunk! Oh, right. I'm not sneaking at the moment. Serena! Help! I don't even know what level I am right now. I'm level garbage. That's my level. Well, Sethos, we've already determined the doom of the party members. They are truly doomed, Sethos. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make them watch constant nothing but reruns of the 5th Doctor's run. Or no, 6th, excuse me, 6th Doctor's run. Especially the Twin Dilemma. Just over and over. Hey, Che Guevara. What's up? Is that a spine? I don't want to know. Let's craft while we're here. While stealthing. Aw, damn it. She stopped stealthing. Like I said, Sethos, it's pretty doomy. Yeah, I guess we'll do a Restore Magicka.
Where'd you come from? That'll teach you.
What? Oh. 6th Doctor equals garbage, yes. Look them up sometime visually, like a graphic, and it'll be pretty obvious. Oh, God, this is so gross. Kegs of blood. Bleh. Ugh, frickin' vampires. Wow.
Yes? What did you need?
I need to sleep in this coffin. I know, Sethos. Oh, I guess you're explaining to them. Sorry, my bad. I actually genuinely have nothing against Colin Baker. It's just that during the 6th Doctor's run, it was garbage due to a number of circumstances.
Who's there? You knew I said something.
Ow. I like the spikes everywhere, by the way. Nice place. Come on, fall off. There you go. Good boy.
Where'd you come from?
Now, if someone asked you who is the good Doctor Who, that's going to start a 7-hour debate from which there is no escape.
Who's there?
Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Oh god, I'm actually pinned. Ah! Okay. Wow, my stealth is still terrible, apparently. This is a lovely place. Lots of bones and moving bones and bloody bones. I don't think I like this place anymore, guys. I've decided I no longer like this expansion, based solely on that and that. Oh, God, that is so horrible.
Who's there?
No comments so far, Prima. I have to see him in a lot more than just 3, I guess, episodes before I make a judgment call. Yeah, it's funny, for such a cultural icon, Doctor Who has always kind of been hit or miss. Even the good doctors have bad runs and bad, everything's. And even the good ones have had bad, it's pretty consistent, like I said. So, okay. Let's do some role-playing, guys. I know, crazy, right? What, trying to think at this point how to phrase what I want to say. Obviously, I think Ellie is pretty grossed out by this entire area. While she has no problems with death, having been around it for so much of her life, I imagine being around this much just decay and dank and horrible
This leads out to the courtyard. Just head to the
is... yeah. But I think the real question here is how is she taking this entire circumstance? If that makes any sense. Other than just, well, this is gross. She is currently coordinating with a very old vampire in order to find another very old vampire, in order to find an Elder Scroll, which is part of some kind of prophecy we know nothing about, blah, 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 right? And also keeping in mind, at this point, she still doesn't actually know what being the Dragonborn means, and she doesn't know she's one of the champions, aka the heroes. Oh, there's Guido. I gotta message him really quick. There we go. Ugh. Oh, goodness. And we may have to go back and do the main quest line depending on how the bugs treat us.
We've made it to the courtyard.
Who detected me? What? What's oh no? Wow, this is the worst courtyard. I mean, look at this
What
place.
happened to this place? Everything's been torn down. The whole place looks, well, dead. It's like we're the
Nice
ones
sundial,
suffering
by the way.
centuries.
Well, this is
This
horrible.
used to lead into the castle's great hall. Looks like my father had it sealed up. I used to walk through here after evening meals. It was beautiful once.
Screwed. Oh, there's Guido again.
This was my mother's garden.
A lot of nightshade growing
How
here.
beautiful something can be when it's tended by a master for hundreds of years. She would have hated to see it like this. Wait.
I like that idea, Groot. And I like Krenzler's idea, too. Because, let's be honest, our Ellie has a very strange moral code, a very strange sense of ethics, but she does have a sense of ethics and a sense of her own moral code and moral fiber. And while she acknowledges that killing is something that has to happen, these people are killing, obviously, and she's already seen this before, killing for pleasure and killing for amusement. Torturing, humiliating, just breaking down. What is happening here is a step past killer, you know? I feel like Ellie has long since, years and years, decades ago, gotten accepted to the fact that she is a killer. But I don't think the Ellie that we have developed over the course of this playthrough could look at this level of depredation and feel anything but disgust. So I agree with both of you. And Zeiss, Guido in chat is named Guido. I don't think he's in Twitch chat right now. He just hopped on Skype. Yeah, exactly, Krenzler. There's a difference. And given that Serena so far has portrayed the type of vampire that she, I think, aspires to be, the kind who isn't depraved and horrible and evil and thinks herself as better than everyone else, she's probably in her mind forcing a dichotomy here. So yeah, I agree with Mug as well. I think she's definitely getting more and more curious about Serena. Because what happens here psychologically is if you encounter something, people can use this to manipulate, and it's actually really disgusting when it's done. But when people encounter something horrible, and then they encounter something that is part of that horribleness but isn't horrible, they tend to cling to that thing more than they otherwise would. Real-life interrogators will use this kind of a technique, establishing bonds of a shared relation or shared interests with prisoners and trying to instill within them a psychology of the fact that they are separate from this horrible stuff that has to happen to them, and they are their way out, and the people will become more mentally and emotionally inclined towards that person. Now, this is true in life in general, not just in horrible situations. For example, if there's something where, let's say you really don't like coffee, not hard to understand, and yet you find one kind of coffee you actually really like, and you like it so much that it gets to the point where you start to praise that type of coffee more than you otherwise would because of the exposure you've had to coffee. I know this is a very mundane example, but that's my point. This is normal human psychology here. So I think Ellie definitely would be putting Serena basically up on a bit of a pedestal. I'm not sure how much, but definitely thinking of her more highly than she otherwise would because she is the ray of light in this situation, basically.
Something's wrong with the moon dial here. Some of the crests are missing and the dial is askew. I didn't even know the crests could be removed. Maybe my mother's trying to tell us something.
Well, oh god, not quite a vampire yet, but we're definitely getting there. Where'd it go? I was just looking at it. Where'd it go? It was like right here. No, I'm a vampire. Ah, blood, blood. Bleh, bleh, blee. There we go, blee. Gotta say it right. Oh, I already picked it up. I was right. Hey, J-Man, what is up? See if we can find another one around here. No? No, that would be like over here. No? Oh, there it is. Wow, Grote. That sounds horrible. Hey, Javin. We were just talking about D&D and how screwed you and Zeiss are. Or more accurately, how screwed Zeiss is. You might get away until Zeiss decides to, you know, sell you out. That is true, Krenzler. And at this point in time, I think Ellie is actually grateful that she is the kind of vampire that, you know, isn't horrible, as opposed to the kind that is. Which brings up an interesting question, and this is something we have to answer in character. Don't spoil this for me. But do you think Ellie thinks that Serena is a Doom vampire disgusto or a garden variety vampire like she is? Oh, gosh. Okay, this way. Got it.
Very clever, Mother. Very clever. I've never been in those
Hey,
tunnels
Timugi.
before, but I bet they'd run right under the courtyard and into the tower ruins. Well, at least we're getting closer. Let's go.
But again, Ellie definitely has an opinion on this matter. And I mention it because I actually was automatically assuming that Serena was a mundane vampire, garden variety vampire. And then it occurred to me, she might actually be the super vampire just like her father is. Yeah, Yoga, that's basically the idea there, is that when you have completely fresh blood, it's different than, you know, old, rotten, that kind of blood. Ew, okay, this is
Never
gross.
even seen this part of the castle before. Be careful. I don't know what might be around.
Hey, Argonar. Oh god, there's a woodcutter's axe and... Okay, yeah, no. Ugh. I'm actually losing kind of some of my lunch here.
Who's there?
Screw it. Well, see, actually, Grote, it occurs to me that that's not necessarily true because of the fact that, given what she knows so far about Superdad might just keep that sort of thing, there we go, to himself. He might be the kind of power monger who would only want the true power to be his own. Then again, it is also worth noting that he offered us the superpower of amazing death. And however, we've also established, at least in character, that Ellie never took that offer seriously. She always assumed that it was, at best, a trap. The hell? Oh, it's a gargoyle. I'm asking in character, Grunzer. Man, you just do not know how to... You gotta figure out how to separate in character and out of character. I admittedly do get grossed out by stuff like this. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Make fun, I don't care. I don't like gore, I never have. That taints my my belief, my enjoyment, my feelings on a number of otherwise classic, amazing works of, you know, video games and movies, and television for that matter. There's a scene in Farscape I can't watch anymore. And when I go back to rewatch Farscape for a rumination of that series, I will have to skip that scene, because I cannot watch it anymore. Bonus points if you can figure out the scene just based on that description. Yeah, she's fine, Bagman. Oops, that's Serena. What are we attacking? Oh, that guy.
Who's there? You knew I heard something.
Oh, gotcha, Krenzler. I hate that bug. They did that in Oblivion, too. You can tell I'm really not used to followers. As I've mentioned many times. Yeah, fridge horror. The Assassin's Creed Modern Day series is an excellent example of fridge horror. The more you think about what's going on in the modern era of Assassin's Creed and everything that's been happening since the old stuff, the more you're like, ew. Yeah, Dead Space... I can't actually like Dead Space. I mean, I could point to its usage of jump scares as a thing, which I always find personally kind of lazy, but it's the gore. That game is so over-the-top gory, ripping your face off right in your face and just... Yikes! No, thank you! Hell, it was really hard for me to watch The Thing, and that is a genuinely amazingly done movie. Awesome! Incredible horror and psychological elements to it, but God, it's gross! Hey, Raph, what is up? No, that's not the one, Groat. Close. Give you a hint. Here's your hint. You watching? That's your hint. I don't even want to think about it, to be honest with you. There we go. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that, G-Man. I'm just saying I can't take that kind of stuff. That is just too much for me. See you around, Brennian. Have a good one. No, not that one, Che Guevara. And Argonar does have a good point. I've seen a lot of examples in games and movies and television where gore is overused basically artificially, you know, to pad it or to make it look more horrible or to try and make it seem more adult. I've seen sex used in the exact same manner, actually. There's such a thing as too much. Hey, Fenrir. Oh, God, yeah, J-Man. I actually know what you're talking about there. Unfortunately. Well, welcome to the stream then, Fenrir. Shoutouts, nice to meet you. I always like hearing new people on my stream. That's the one, Scottish. That's the one. I literally cannot watch that scene anymore. I try not to even think about that scene because of how much it disturbs me. Ugh. Bleh. Anyways. Don't be a stranger, Fenrir. As I say many, many times, as I said at the beginning of this very stream, don't be a stranger. I love interacting with my audience. It's pretty much why I stream. And yeah, admittedly, one of the things I don't like about the Game of Thrones series is the overuse of sex and gore. Not the use of it, the overuse of it. Of course, what is defined as over is going to be dependent on the individual, and, you know, that's my opinion. It's kind of a shame, because I think there's a lot of good things in the Game of Thrones series. Of course I do, Big Chunk. I didn't really like Pan's Labyrinth. Not really. I'm not a huge Del Toro fan, either. He's done some good stuff, though. Yeah, I don't like... There's very few situations where things don't bother me. God of War 3 comes to mind as one that didn't bother me, believe it or not. Bonus points if you know what I'm talking about already. Hey, Boofoo. What is up? I don't know which one that is specifically, Fenrir, but I believe you. There were plenty that got me just kind of... No, not the Cyclops move. God of War 3. Although I guess that was in God of 3, wasn't it? Anyways, no, I am referring to what happened to Poseidon. I'll give you a hint. That didn't bother me, though. Genuinely didn't bug me. Don't know why. But then again, over-the-top violence usually doesn't bother me, because over-the-top violence is cartoony. No matter how realistic it is presented, it's still cartoony in its nature because it is so unrealistic and so romanticized. But I like that. I'm okay with that. As I've said many times, real life violence. Real life violence is a horrible thing. Speaking as someone who has endured real life violence and knows what it's like to feel your fist hitting someone else's skull, it is not pleasant. But romanticized violence? Yeah, okay. I'm with that. Hey, Boofu, I actually said hello last time, but yo, what's up? Welcome to the stream, and please do not be a stranger, or I'll kill you. No, I haven't, Che Guevara. Oh my god, it was such a surprise when the gargoyles turned into gargoyles. I've felt that one too, Big Chunk, though not as often. Let's just say that there is actually a reason I took Taekwondo and Judo when I was younger. And we will leave it at that. Wow, more? Okay. Yeah, Mortal Kombat never bothered me violence-wise either, because again, pretty damn cartoony, even the fatalities. Admittedly, some of that was also the fact that I got really sick of the people preaching about how overly, you know, how Mortal Kombat was ruining America and all that terrible stuff. Me too, Boofu. I've never, I don't know if you've seen any of my previous stuff, but I've never actually done Dawn Guard before. So this is my first time. This is basically a blind run. Now see, it's funny you say that, Mugwump, because usually the psychological stuff is the stuff I prefer, I guess is probably the way to put that. A silver sword, yeah, we'll take that. Like, I have an appreciation for certain types of horror, and most of it is psychological, but it depends on the type. There is some stuff that is a little bit over the top and a little bit too much. I feel like that's always the thing with me. I'm okay with whatever it is, almost blanket statement about, you know, anything, up until a certain point. And then you cross that point, it's like, no. Don't want to deal with that anymore. Let's check out this royal armor. Man, we have way too much stuff. We need to go home and toss all this stuff at Lydia so she can take care of our 2 adopted children. Ooh, yes, we want that. God, we want that. We so want that. What's our current helmet? Why do I... No, I want this helmet on. Why don't I have... Yeah, switch helmets. We need to dump some stuff, so I guess we'll get rid of this elven armor. Sigh. Go away. I don't know... I wasn't fat as a kid, but I was picked on a lot as a kid. They always regretted it, but I was in trouble a lot in school because my mom always taught me, don't, you know, you give them one warning. You give them one warning, they say no, and then you defend yourself. That's what Mom taught me, and I genuinely believe that to this day. So, yeah, they usually regretted coming after me. It sucked. I'm not trying to brag. It genuinely sucked. And I tend to have a bit of a, an anger point, I guess is the way to put that, nowadays when I hear about that kind of bullying and whatnot. So, I guess the bottom line here, Bregman, is I sympathize. And, yeah. I actually didn't... I played one of the Sirens. I forget which one. It didn't really catch me. I don't know. No, I don't want to sleep in the coffin. No. I'm not sure I could do that in real life. In fact, I'm pretty sure I couldn't. Yeah, my mom always taught me to look out for myself because she felt that if you were... She felt that it was the wrong thing to constantly have the attitude of run for help, which is what the school system at the time was preaching. You know, if you got in trouble... okay, let me just... I try not to talk about politics, but let me just explain the philosophy here. At the time, this was obviously many decades ago, if you had a bullying kid, and bullying was actually a really huge issue where I went to school when I was, pre-high school. If you had a bully who was actually hurting you and assaulting you and all that fun stuff, you go to a teacher and you report them, right? That was the official policy. That official policy, Mum always hated, because in her mind it was trying to encourage people not to stand up for themselves, not to deal with situations themselves, not to take responsibility or ownership, and to just run for help. She felt like that was, in her own words, training people to be wusses, male or female. And as Krenzler points out, it doesn't work, because the teachers can't actually do anything because of legal ramifications. All they can do is give the bully a stern talking to, which will result in more bullying once they find out who it didn't. And yeah, I've heard about that zero tolerance bullcrap, which, zero tolerance is white, because I don't have any tolerance for that stupidity. So yeah, Mom always taught me, defend yourself. So I did. I'll never forget the one time when a gentleman in 4th grade upended his entire tray of lunch over my head. And this was not his first infraction, I guess is probably the way to put that. And so because it was not his first infraction, he ended up having to get stitches on his eyelid. I'll let you fill in the blanks. I was in very serious trouble for that. And the principal took me aside and told me how I was a problem child. And I had issues, rage issues, and I was going to be, I was going to turn into such a horrible, violent individual when I grew up, and I needed to, get my acting together, blah, 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 blah. So my mom came in, and she said, in her own words, she said I probably took it too far, because I've always had my own policy of, if you're going to go after someone, you go after someone's hard enough so they can't come after you back. So I didn't hold back, and I have a mean punch. I always have. But, so she told me maybe I should have held it back. And then she sat down in a private meeting with the principal and my teacher at the time. This was 4th grade, like I said, 4th grade teacher. And the teacher, who I have zero respect for, by the way, had the opinion. The principal was actually pretty cool. She was doing her job, but she understood, right? The teacher was of the opinion that there is zero justification for physical violence. Okay? That there is no situation in which you should be physically violent in life, right? Mum provoked her verbally. Nothing else. That's all she did. It took her about 5 minutes to get the teacher to stand up and slap my mother, physically. And then Mom turned to the principal. I'm not making this up. Now, I was still suspended for a few days for this incident, because duh. But, yeah, I will never forget the way my mom always stood up for me when I was a kid, because I had to deal with bullying a lot. Usually it was only a few times whenever I'd go to a new school, and then they'd kind of stop for some reason. But anyways. I have a lot of respect for me, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, sis.
What you doing?
Streaming.
Hi, guys.
Wow, Scottish. That person is terrible. I have actually been attacked with a knife once. No. Not going to talk about that much more. But yeah, I'm of the opinion that if you're, pre-high school and you're pulling a knife on someone, something's wrong.
I know I pulled my skirt up. I just didn't take my
About how long till you're ready, sis?
Why don't you have the window open?
Because I'm streaming and there were kids outside. How about how long till you're ready?
Do you want food?
Who needs food? Guys, should I eat food? I mean, okay, I'll let you know in 30 seconds if I should eat food.
Okay.
Yeah, and N7 has a very good point. My bullying problem mostly stopped when I moved to Kansas. I had one incident of bullying, and it was really funny because the teachers took me aside and they were very concerned. But they were actually concerned. It was so weird. They actually were genuinely concerned about me rather than, we're very concerned that you're a violent child. No, they were just like, holy crap, you just pushed that guy's head into a brick wall. Or not a brick wall. It was one of those brick things that comes up to like your waist, so his head went like this. They say I should eat food. Although one person says I shouldn't eat food because I am a vampire. But I don't want to drink...
Suck someone's blood.
Well, I don't want your blood. Because that's just weird.
Well...
So, get me a teleporter to Sherston. Hey, Vibby.
I'm not teleporting you to someone who...
There, we muted it. We're okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Cumanization. I do understand, believe it or not. Now, here's the weird part. There is one bully. When was this? This was...
Have I told you the story about me being bullied?
Yes. Your mother actually told me the story.
Oh, yeah.
Recently, even. Rats. I love rats. I have been... Yeah. I'm told I can do a really good Joker voice. I had one bully, and it's the one I just mentioned. Head bricks, right? He and I actually became friends. So it was actually really cool because I guess the best way I can put this is up until that point, I just automatically assumed... I would think of things very binarily. You know, I think of things very black and white. So people who were my enemies, and everything went. But this guy was really cool, and by this point I was feeling, you know, maybe there was something wrong. So I struck up a conversation with him. And it turns out he was
Maybe
having...
there's something wrong with shoving somebody's head into a brick wall? Really?
What? He was the enemy. I've told you this story. It was
Yes,
it was the last time I was bullied, like in my whole life, basically.
I was bullied all through everything.
Yeah, I know. Most people were. I know I got lucky. It's one of the reasons I'm grateful for the high school I went to. Point is, he was having problems at home, and his parents were going through a divorce. Pretty standard situation. Something I understood personally. You know, my parents went through a divorce when I was 4. So, you know, something I understood. And we just struck up a conversation. It turns out he was actually kind of cool.
Hi, Raph.
It's just he had a new...
Something that's
he
in
needed
green.
some kind of an outlet. I introduced him to D&D.
Hi, Primlash.
This was in 2nd edition, was pretty new. And so I introduced him to D&D, and I was like, hey, let's try this. And he really liked it, and we ended up playing D&D for like 3 years together. I still remember that campaign. So I'm going to read what Che Guevara here says.
Che Guevara.
Che Guevara.
That's how you say Cougar 12?
Yeah, it was his original Twitch screen name, so I still have it remembered like that.
So, for you guys to hear the story that Magus has already heard from my mother, me at 4, because I'm a year younger than everybody in all of my classes, always, went off to... I can't read your name.
Make it not super light green, Cyric. God.
Oh, that's Cyric?
Yeah.
Hi, Cyric. I have to get, like, down here and, like, not look at it through my glasses.
But then again, I also know that's Cyric because the 24 is distinctive. And I know most of the numbers of my viewers at this point.
It's okay. I can barely read
Tell your
Krensler's name,
story.
too. So anyway, me, 4 years old, comes home from, like, my first week of kindergarten. And my mom's like, you know, how are you liking things? And my response is, well, you know, everything's good. You know, I've got these friends, whatever. But I'm going to punch, you know, I really don't like so-and-so. And mom's like, well, you know, what's going on? And I'm like, well, you know, she's doing this and she's doing that and hi, yoga frog.
Really? That actually happened when you were in school? Stop.
So mom's like, well, you know, what are you going to do about that? And I was like, well, I'm going to punch her in the nose. And so my mom, God love her, and not in the sarcastic Southern way, rather than doing the normal parental response. Oh, I didn't see where you said hi to me, Agnar. Hi.
I'll talk about your statement in a bit, Cumanization. Why are you doing that?
Because Wrath says I'm bullying you.
Oh my god! Well, I gotta destroy my sister now. I'll be right back, guys. I know where her tickle spots are.
Hi, Javin. No! Don't tickle me!
That's always my ultimate threat to her.
So my mom's like, okay, well, you know, rather than doing the normal parental response of, no, you can't punch people in the nose. It's not nice to punch people in the nose. Her response was, well, let's think about this. What all is going to happen if you punch her in the nose? And I said, well, you know, she's probably going to cry, and she's going to go to the teachers. And Mom's like, yeah, and then what's going to happen? I was like, well, I'm going to get called down to the principal's office, and they're probably going to call you. And Mom's like, okay. Well, my mom at that point in time was working putting up cell towers in our state, which, you know, is rather large. She was frequently working an hour or more away from home. And so, you know, she's like, well, what's going to happen? I was like, well, you know, they're going to call you. You're going to have to come into the office to see and blah, 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 blah. And then that's going to put your work schedule behind, and it's going to inconvenience all of the guys because my mom was the engineer and they can't actually do any work on the cell tower unless the engineer is there. So it's going to shut down the whole site. And I'd been on site with her, so I knew all the guys. And she's like, yeah, and they're probably going to be upset with me, and you're going to be disappointed in me. And so we get all to the end, and, you know, we finally go through all of the consequences of, you know, step by step, the consequences of me punching this girl in the nose. And Mom goes, okay, so now how do you think you're going to handle this? And she said, now what do you think? And I said, well, I figure, and keep in mind I'm 4, I figure if I'm going to punch her in the nose, I need to have a really good reason. So Mom says, and I don't remember any of this. I was too young. Unlike Magus, I don't have a spectacular memory. So the next time I went to school, the girl came up and she was doing something to me. She was bullying me. And Mom says, I walked right up to her and I got right in her face and I said, you know what? A week ago, I would have punched you in the nose. But that's not a good enough reason. And turned around and walked away. So that was me getting bullied the first time.
That is really well done.
Yes.
That's a mod.
Yeah? That turns you into a kitty?
Ronzo, specifically. I'm just poking at some mods while she was doing her story. Yeah, females aren't as well done.
Grinsler, I started speaking at 6 weeks. Yes, 6 weeks old. Not 6 months. 6 weeks.
Yeah, she's got me beat by that. By quite a bit, actually. I was a stupid kid.
Marshall, I'm on the stream if you're still on the phone.
I doubt he's watching the stream. Guido wasn't watching the stream, even though he's actually got the stream open.
Hi, Guido. But yeah, Krinsler, my mom likes to tell this story about us going out to Walmart and this guy thinking that I was a midget when I was like 2 or whatever. Because I walked up to him and I was like, excuse me, sir, would you please move? I can't see.
Yes, she is an amazing person. And a child.
Yeah, my first word was
amazing
hi.
child.
At 6 weeks was my first word, hi. My second word, the week after, was car. Have I told you that story? We were at a funeral, my Uncle Charlie.
Yeah,
My mom's holding me at the funeral. My Uncle Charlie walks up to me and goes, hi. And I looked up and I go, hi.
Yeah. Yeah, J-Man, could you get me one of those double quarter pounders with cheese, please? I'd love that.
Can I have some chicken nuggets
and some chicken nuggets?
Some chicken nuggets and some French fries with a... You know what? Just give me a Coke. Their sweet tea's been off lately. I don't remember when I started reading Bragwin. I know I started reading young, but I don't remember. Blah!
Ah, shoot. Okay, I'm done sneezing my brains off. Where am I? Where did I start off this time? Where did I start off this time? Oh my god. I can't even get out. It requires
I don't have a
key.
pocket, Magus. Yes, I'm back. I was on the stream. Magus, I don't have a pocket.
Oh, wow. I've done that before.
I can't find a spot.
No, I would not, SDF. As horrible as it sounds, having negative impacts upon your life can have a positive net, depending on how you take it.
I was abused all through high school, and that definitely had a positive impact on me.
And that being said, I have very bad memories of when I was a kid because of that.
Because of what?
Because of being bullied like crazy. I was a constant problem for me before I went to high school.
What was?
Being bullied, attacked, literally physically attacked. Commonly, I've told you this.
Oh.
So I have terrible, terrible memories of that, and I would never want to go back to that. And I don't really wish that on anyone. But it's more, what we do with the situation tends to matter more than the situation itself, I have found.
Agnar, I don't think he did. I know he got a temporary solution, but that's only going to last till like the end of the year.
Right, what's the question?
Your storage solution issue.
Oh, well, yeah, I was actually talking with Dad about that today. He offered
You're getting
me...
hit by something.
Yes. He offered me, hey, what's up? A 120 gigabyte hard drive, and I was like, well, that's very thoughtful, Dad. If I push through my 4 terabytes, I will let you know. And he just looks at me like, oh my god! Yeah, this is hilarious. This is the random start mod, right? Note I'm still like shackled and everything here. And I'm in this place. Yeah, this is the place with Mercer Frey, which is why I can't get out. I don't think this is... I think this might actually be a bug. Dr. Tot, that depends on you guys. So, humanization, I do get that question all the time, but that's okay, because I get a lot of questions all the time. I'm totally okay with that. Unless it's a question that irritates me, which that one does not. Final Fantasy IV is my second favorite FF, and after the marathon, I would go ahead and say Final Fantasy V takes the number 3 slot, but it is very closely tied with FF7. And following that would be FF9. For anybody curious. Alright, let's make sure that our actual save loads with these new mods. Yeah, exactly, Wrath. That's why I think that might be bugged. See you around, Che Guevara. So what should I eat, guys? What should we eat, I should say? Yeah, exactly, Cyric. It's not the thing I would wish on anyone. It's not like I don't understand the concept of the Violet Prison and why it's tempting to want to do that for people, because the Violet Prison... Why do I keep calling it the Violet? I mean the Velvet. The Velvet Prison comes from a desire to take care of people and to help people. You know, to ensure that... And oftentimes, people who want to put others in a Velvet Prison do so because they themselves have been through horrible things. They don't want other people to go through those horrible things, and I understand that. Well, I hope you're liking it, humanization. Lord knows FF6 is not for everyone, admittedly. Dr. Todd, I am not inferring, I'm not being, facetious. I'm speaking literally. I will let the stream decide which of the Pokemon games I will be playing and how I will be playing it. I don't know how to put that more literally. Rohais, I think that it's good because it's reaching out to a new market. And it means a lot of the games that I have recommended in the past, people can now play without picking up on the PSN and getting an inferior version, or having to go pay a lot of money for, a console cartridge that is hard to come by. See, the Final Fantasy VI GBA version is a good example of that. But, yeah. I've thought about that Argonar, and I might do that in the long run, but right now that's not really feasible, especially given the massive change that would be to my
Marshall
viewer base.
says I should have tuna fish and a tomato.
That sounds terrible. Okay. You go have your tuna fish and tomato.
What are you going to eat? I brought the rest of the stuff home.
What stuff?
Cheese stuff.
Cheese stuff. Oh, I guess I could eat that with a tomato. Sure.
No, my tomatoes.
Apparently I don't get a tomato, guys.
My tomatoes. Oh, mine.
Queen Braun? Really, Bragwin? Wow.
I go cut up my tomatoes.
I'm gonna go steal one of her tomatoes, guys.
Mine. You get no tomatoes.
No! Well, now I'm locked in here, guys. Let's talk about that FF4 on the PC thing really quick. This is the surprise to me, because they've been putting FFs on the PC, and they've been trying to encourage people to pick them up, right? Not a surprise. They put the DS version on, and that genuinely surprised me, because I figured that they'd put one of the other versions, one of the more acceptable versions, one of the more, popular versions, basically. In other words, para exemple, the PSP version, which I've always felt is the worst of the FF4 versions. Not that it's bad, it's just it's the least good, I figured they'd put that up there, if anything. Or maybe they might put the GBA version up or the PSN version up. But no, we actually got the DS version on Steam, which is awesome. So... And yeah, that is true, SDF. It's one of the reasons why the Templars are wrong, even though many of the Templars who actually, are awesome people. Yeah, you get where I'm going with that. I thought it was a port of the PSP version. I could be wrong, Puff of Logic, because I obviously don't really pay attention to the phones, because why would I? Yes, I did, Cyric, which is actually pretty cool, all things considered. And if I was really into Hyrule Warriors, which, and money wasn't an issue, I'd seriously consider grabbing that. I did, thanks to a donation from a fan, pick up the DLC bundle, both packs, for Mario Kart 8. I'm really looking forward to those coming out. One in November and one in February, I believe. Alright, I don't mind people trolling me. I really don't. You don't make fun of my viewers. You don't make fun of my sis. I don't know, Rojas. It's a good question. Well, I don't know, in all honesty, Puff. I could be totally wrong about that. FF4 is the one with Cecil. Cedric. Cedric just springs to mind Harry Potter for me. Cedric Diggory. I'm a geek. What do you want from me? But there's a lot of talk going around that the reason the FF series is hitting Steam and the PC field so hard is because they're thinking of getting out of making console games and making, games available on the PC and whatnot. It is worth noting they have tried this before. They actually did venture into that territory before, and it bombed because they had a terrible team working on a port that sold very poorly. I am referring to FF7 and FF8. Bonus points if you didn't even know FF8 got a PC port back in the day because it was so poorly marketed and so poorly received. So, yeah. Now, the thing that would make me buy a new thing for Hyrule Warriors is if they had more story content. One of the biggest complaints I've heard about Hyrule Warriors so far is the fact that there's no bad guy campaign. Now, apparently the campaign is great, but it would be awesome if they had a campaign just dedicated to the bad guys, which they don't. So, I stand by my statement that it was a bad port, and I did play it on the PC, actually, because, let's just say that was actually the first version of FF7 I played, because I didn't have a PlayStation 1. I guess that's a lie. I did actually play it on a rented PlayStation. I've told you guys that story, when I had no save card. Anyways. Any thoughts on the new Smash Bros? I've actually given lots of thoughts on the new Smash Bros, but all of them are basically... It sounds awesome, other than the fact that I actually have one complaint that is so huge, and it is just one complaint, but it is such a large complaint that, if not for the stream, I would not be picking up... Smash Bros. On the Wii U or the 3DS. And that is the lack of a proper single-player mode, the lack of a proper campaign. Like, that's what appealed to me so much about the Wii version. I loved the Subspace Emissary. It was awesome. I have replayed the Subspace Emissary. I have done a lore run and streamed about the lore of the Subspace Emissary. It was so cool. New one has kind of an adventure mode, kind of a go beat people up to get power-ups mode. That's kind of it. So, yeah, I'd be skipping it if not for the fact that the stream wants me to pick it up to play with the streamers. So I'll be playing with my viewers and getting curb stomped by them, I'm sure. Yeah, schools in America, I found, are very roll of the dice. Whether it's good, bad, or in between depends pretty much on the individual school, I've found. I got really lucky with high school. Not so much my other schools. College was okay. So, let's kill everyone. Oh, it is Cyric. You're absolutely right. But the problem is, and this is a insurmountable problem, I don't have anyone to play with. It's hard to be interested in a multiplayer-focused game without friends to play with, you know? Now, when I had Smash Bros. For the Wii, I had several people who actually were there. You know, at the time, there were 4 of us living in the house. And so lots of people to play it with. But, you know, now I have 0 people to play with. If it wasn't for the online stuff with my viewers, I would have 0 people to play with. Because I have no friends who are into Smash. So...
We're getting close.
there we go. Come on. Why would I... okay, and I can't crouch. I literally can't crouch. What the hell are you doing, game? Crouch. I can't crouch. There's... oh, there it is, controls. Left control. Okay, now I'm crouched. Now I'm stuck in crouch. What in God's name? Okay, whatever, I'm perma-crouched. Got it. Sure. There. Yeah, I might actually try and do that. Wow, Grenzler. I'm not sure what to say to that, to be honest with you. Being an incredibly stupid person myself, I don't really understand what that's like. Still stuck in crouch.
This has to be it. I knew she was deep into necromancy. I mean, she taught me everything I know. But I had no idea she had a setup like this. Look at all this. She must have spent years collecting these components.
Yeah, just take them all.
What's this thing? I'm not sure about this circle, but it's obviously this. Let's take a look around. There has to be something here that tells us what she's going. My mother was meticulous about her research. If we can find her notes, there might be some hints in there. I had no idea her laboratory even existed.
No, it's
She had
laboratory.
an
Come
alchemy
on.
set up in her drawing room, but nothing that even comes close to what's here. Looking at the equipment and materials, it looks like she was trying to advance her necromancy.
Necromancy. Come on.
I don't know. Certainly not longevity. Kind of a waste of time for a vampire.
Okay. This is actually really cool, because now we have a big role-playing thing to get dealt with here. Yeah, let's tab away. Really quick. Grote, I have a button down here that says donate. It takes you to a PayPal thing, and you can put, as you know, comments and notes and otherwise thoughts in there. You can say, this is from Grote. I would like you to play this game, you know, that kind of a thing. If it's a game that's available on Steam, I have had many games donated to me through Steam. Most of my recent ruminations have been games donated to me through Steam. The rumination going live next Friday was a game that was donated to me through Steam, so... we know Ellie has kind of unique thoughts on necromancy because, on the one hand, she's actually very used to necromancy. It is actually very commonly practiced in Morrowind, but only for the purpose of communing with the spirits and dealing with the ancestors, that kind of a thing, right? The darker forms of necromancy, aka taking control of spirits and animating the dead, bones, which in the standard Dunmer mindset is desecrating them. She's against that, right? And we've already seen that established so far, that our character obviously definitely dislikes necromancy, just like most of her kind do. So, given this whole big necromantic thing, before whatever happens, what do you think Ellie is thinking about the situation and how she's taking this whole... Because she just got two revelations. One, that her mother was an extremely talented necromancer, and two, that Serena there also knows a lot of necromancy. So what do you think about that, guys? What do you think Ellie is thinking here?
Not that I ever saw. My mother had a bit of a thing for magical constructs. Not what you're thinking. She just found them fascinating. There's not a whole lot to tell. You've already seen my father's obsession. My mother's not a whole lot better, but you'll see that soon enough. It's not that simple. I guess it never is with families, is it? What about you? What were your parents like?
Well, yeah, I never knew them.
I know how that feels. I mean, I know it isn't the same thing, but I was a pretty lonely child myself.
No, I'm actually Zagmus on Steam, Groot. I'll have to check if I have Deus Ex. I'm not sure.
Not as much. Let's just keep going.
Give me a moment, I'll check right now. So... real quick point about the whole teacher thing. I used to get in trouble in school because I refused to show my work on math, so they always accused me of cheating. I wasn't cheating, I just hated showing my work. I actively disliked doing it. And that was probably one of my big things of rebellion, which shows you how mundane and boring of a kid I was. I would refuse to show my work, and they'd mark me down, and I'd just take it, because I knew how to do the math, I knew how to do the problems, and when I didn't, I would ask. I was the person who actually got along with my teachers pretty well, too. I'll never forget, in 5th grade, my 4th grade teacher came by one time and was like, hey, and we just went out and hung out for a bit, and talked about, math and what was going on in our lives. I do not apparently own the original Deus Ex 1. And yeah, that's me, Groot. Agnes. So, I agree with Bragwin. I think Serena Serena definitely knows more than she's letting on. But that's not really something that's going to deal with her. And as Krenzer points out, she's probably just putting up a mask. We have only met very recently, so it's not like Serena is obligated to tell us everything. And indeed, we have not told her everything, have we? So, very understandable overall. I wish I could stop sneaking. Is there like a way to stop sneaking? Anybody? Hey, a black soul gem. And I'm over encumbered again. God damn it. I really need to hit a vendor, like, soon. Oh, good idea. Alchemy lab. Yes, quit alchemy. Okay, we did it. And now we can stealth again. Yay! We're gonna take like all these components though. Holy crap. Because we are an alchemist, as we've established. I need to sneeze again. Wow, Timugi. Yeah, no one knows I would know about that, Bregman. God, I can't see anything. This is why I had that lantern mod. Yes, Full Metal Jedi. Most of the games have taken priority. And you'll probably see why, but there's something coming up soon, rumination-wise, that is taking up a colossal amount of my time. It'll be obvious when you see it, trust me. Exactly, Cyril. So yeah, I think that honestly, as of this point in time, Ellie is of course suspicious of Serena, but that's not even saying anything. I personally don't think Ellie has any additional suspicions of Ellie, or of Serena, excuse me, that she didn't already have, in other words. That she was already thinking of her in the way that she is now, if that makes any sense. And this whole necromancy thing is just another thing that she's trying to figure out. Oh, hey, it's the Lusty Argonian Volume 2. My goodness, that's quite a loaf. But how should it ever fit in my oven? This loaf isn't ready for baking, my sweet. It has yet to rise. If only we could hurry that along, how would I accomplish such a task? Oh, my foolish little Argonian maid, you must use your hands. You wish me to knead the loaf? Here? Of course. But what if the mistress catches me? Your loaf was meant to satisfy her appetite. Don't fret, my delicate flower. I'll satisfy the mistress's cravings later. Very well, but I'm afraid my oven isn't hot enough. It could take hours. Plenty of time, my sweet. Plenty of time. Whoops. And then all the books are gone. Oh, okay, that's a bug that's been happening to me lately, where some stuff just de-renders. Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? There we go. Okay, now we're re-rendered. Anybody else see that bug where stuff just de-renders like that? Oh, hello. An actual journal. I'll actually read this one. We've already established Ellie's opinion on black soul gems is she really hates them and she's really disgusted by them. The fact that she had to deal with a black soul gem to cure herself of vampirism was something she only accepted under the most stringent of circumstances. And it was actually kind of a moral quandary for her to even use the thing. Huh. Interesting. Thank you, Gro. It's going to be interesting getting it working again. Oh, there it is, Deus Ex. I accept. This is the first one, right? Not, okay, the new one. I don't want the new one. I've played the new one. Not a bad game, but the ending just tainted so much of that game for me. Sounds familiar, actually. Of course, Krenzler.
Any luck yet?
I found your mother's notes.
You did? Let me see them.
Okay.
I only know what she told me. She had a theory about soul gems. That the souls inside of them don't just vanish when they're used. They end up in the soul cairn. The soul cairn is home to very powerful beings. Necromancers send them souls and receive powers of their own in return. My mother spent a lot of time trying to contact them directly, to travel to the soul cairn itself.
Well, that sounds appropriately horrible.
That circle in the center of the room is definitely some type of portal. If I'm reading this right, there's a formula here that should give us safe passage into the soul cairn.
Which I did not memorize.
A handful of soul gem shards, some finely ground bone meal, a good bit of purified void salts.
See you around, Argonar.
Damn it. We're also going to need a sample of her blood, which, if we could get that, we wouldn't even be trying to do this in the first place.
Oh! Help!
Not bad. We better hope that's good.
Oh!
Mistakes with these kind of portals.
No! I liquid.
Tomatoes are liquid. What are you talking about?
Okay, no, I really do. That actually hurts. Ow. Okay, so now that my sister's done bullying me,
With tomatoes. The best kind of bullying.
very effective. Or should I say super effective? I totally missed what she just said. What are we doing?
Any luck yet? Dexian said something about that scroll. Something to do with dragon.
Prinzler says, Marshall,
Maybe we should
Prinzler
try
says that
anthropology.
he always enjoys when I pop into the room because, and I quote, fun stuff tends to happen with her around. Would you agree with that statement?
Wait. Why does it say talk to her? Hey, Baronessa, where you been? Okay.
Any luck yet?
Why are her eyes red?
She's a vampire. Hey, Sonic.
Well, growing up the way I did, you get used to it. A little bit. That's one of the reasons I wanted to come with you. But what about you? Do you get lonely? Are there people in your life?
That's a good question. Are there people in Ellie's life other than her adopted daughters?
Me! I'm a vampire too.
She's a sparkly. Ow!
I'm not sparkly. I'm a Sand Lane. I'm the Sand Lane.
Oh, gotcha, Baronessa. You're in Scotland? Or is it Ireland? I actually don't remember. And I know that people from there get irritated, but I don't know which is the one having the thing going on right now. Yes, I did, Sonic. I talked about it earlier, actually. I found it incredibly boring. And it actually got me less interested in the game. You're in Chile? What the hell, man? And by man, I mean woman. I guess we'll say I try not to marry a lot of others, because none of these actually fit Ellie right now.
Does it bother you that I'm here?
No.
Me too. Anyway, this is all very touching, but don't we have some more important things to worry about right now?
Isn't it, Monkey? If I told you you sparkled, wouldn't you be like, you
I have prepared
bastard?
your dinner.
Thank you. Apparently I'm having a bowl of peas for dinner. So yeah, Krenzler, I may have bugged it out. Let's get some shards. And see if that'll fix it. Okay, I needed the... I'll take the grand while I'm here.
Just take everything.
Okay. I am pretty close to being overburdened, though. So... What else we got here? Garlic, flour, Amira's rot. What? We needed, purified, which we already got. So we should have all the ingredients that we can get right now.
Any luck yet?
Nope.
You bugged the game out?
Possibly. What else we got here? Horribleness. Something that increases my sneak. More components. I'll just take all these. Help! Bone meal. Oh, you're right, I didn't get bone meal. Let me know when you guys are ready, by the way.
Dinner will be ready in about 10 minutes, at which point I would assume we are ready to go.
Okay. I'm an alchemist hoarder. Okay.
Any luck yet?
Okay, I found the components. Oh, I know, Baronessa. I don't actually have the glowing ore or yeah, mines one on right now, but hey, Pyro.
Any luck yet?
Nope, no luck. We have 0 luck. Yeah, okay. So I've got that. And I've got that. Those are the 3 ingredients you mentioned. I have all 3 of these spawnables. The soul gem shards, the purified salts, and the bone meal. Now what?
Any luck yet?
Alright, let's just...
You did? Let me
Whoops.
see them.
Not what I meant to do.
You did? Let me see them. I only know what she told me.
No, damn it, I don't want to exit. I want to skip.
You did? Let me see them. I only know what she had a theory about soul gem. The soul. My mother spent a lot of time trying to. That circle in the. If I'm reading this right, there's a handful of soul. Damn it. We're also going to need a sample of her. Not bad. Anyway, enough of that. Oh, good. Well then, let's head over to the portal vessel and I'll do the rest.
So anywho. Nice, Groat. I don't blame you. Back when I used to cheat more often in games, when I was younger, basically, the one cheat I would always do in the Elder Scrolls games is, shoot, I actually can't think of what it's called now, but you know, carrying capacity. Yeah, Ellie is just like, here, I have it, please.
Get the ingredients in that vessel and let me know when you're ready.
Alright, I'm going to save just in case.
Then the rest is up to me. Are you ready to go? I'm not entirely sure what this thing is going to do when I add my blood.
Can I ask you something first?
Of course. What is it?
What will you do?
I've been asking myself the same thing since we came back to the castle. She was so sure of what we did to
Yeah,
me.
that too, Baronessa. You'll notice my Oblivion roleplay uses a bag of holding.
I never thought of the cost.
What? Really? I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I'm back.
Possibly. I guess even a vampire mother is still a mother. She worried about me. About all of us. But she wanted to get me as far away from my father as possible before being really run over the edge.
What's funny is we just became a vampire. Or rather, it just finished turning over. I was trying to zip through the quest lines as quickly as I could before that hit, but...
Yes.
Man,
you're
what the
right.
hell is Twitch doing?
I'm
God,
sorry.
I'm having
I just
terrible
didn't
connection
expect
right
anyone
now.
to care how I felt about her. Thank you. Are we ready then?
Let's do it.
All right. Here goes.
Oh yeah, Ellie is fully aware of the fact that she's a vampire. She's just more okay with it now. You kind of missed that whole discussion, Wrath, but she's decided she's more accepting of her vampirism because she's not a horrible vampire.
You made the portal yourself. Incredible.
That's true, Fenrir. That's a good thought. Okay, well, this looks safe. Yeah, I just walk into random portals. That's an awesome idea for any one. Hello? Fun place. Man, what is Twitch doing? I am just losing frames all over the place.
Round. This is all wrong. Just what my mother told me. I've also studied a little bit on my own, but there's not much. When something is trapped in a soul gem, and then the energy is used for powering an enchantment, the remnants are sent here.
So what was the choice? Go ahead and spoil it, because
Well, I
obviously
think it's
it didn't happen.
specifically the black ones. I don't know if the soul cairn takes just any leftovers. Look at this place. Do you think anything would want to live here?
I wouldn't mind
The
living
only
here.
things that can survive here are the ideal masters, the undead, and the souls themselves.
Oh,
Well,
nice,
if you
Cyric.
want to call that living.
Well. Yeah, this is a nice place. I like the ambiance. Souls. Yeah, I noticed that, Yoga. They could be having issues. I'm probably going to get a few viewers just because they're following Skyrim before I start following, games that nobody pays attention to anymore. Hey, Dios. Ah, got your Wrath. One place. Well, as much as I'd love to explore this place for forever, I'm about ready to start the D&D campaign for the evening and tell people how much they're doomed. Baronessa... I don't know. I've tried SkyExp. When I tried it, it was still very much in beta, and it showed, and that was a problem. But conceptually, I liked the idea. It reminded me of Asheron's Call, actually.
Step into the painting, he said. Yeah, sure. Like it's that simple.
Let's see if there's actually music playing for once. If you remember, I actually turned the music off because it was never playing. Oh, there we go. Anyway, SkyExp is not on, no. Alright, really quick. I just have to see if I can kill souls. Okay.
My ship? What happened to my ship? Where am I?
So, this place actually does kind of appeal to my warped sense of aesthetics. That being said, I know exactly what black soul gems are, and how horrible this place probably actually is. In character, I imagine Ellie is actually genuinely disturbed being here. Like, a lot. To the point where she's having trouble just functioning normally at the moment. So she's, in fact, you know what, we're going to go ahead and fully roleplay this. She's going to stop roaming around and exploring. She's going to stop harvesting. She's just, I think I'll make an actual save here, because I'd like to come back here and just roam off the stream some point in time. So yeah, she's just trying to get out of here at this point. She's just really creeped out. Then again, I am someone who genuinely enjoys the aesthetics of Ice Crown, the area. the zone, I guess. Hey, J-Man, welcome back.
I live in a dark world where no light shines through. I carry this burden with
Knew I
every
heard
step
something.
I take.
Done and done.
You must help me find my Arvak. He doesn't deserve to be in a place like this. Arvak, my horse. We came to this horrible place together. We were attacked by monsters. So
God, no, Baronessa.
Please, he's such a loyal creature, and he's been running for so long. You have to save him. A place like this will change you.
So, this kind of a thing... I'll talk about this in a moment, actually.
Arvak, where are you?
So, this kind of a place is really doubly creepy if you understand the lore and the situation of this kind of place. Well, she is a vampire puff. It's kind of a similar situation as to what happens in Forgotten Realms. There's a lot of stories and interesting lore that has been done about the idea of a setting where death is not the last step. In other words, where the afterlife is not only commonly known, but it's organized. And there are multiple afterlives you can go to, right? Elder Scrolls has always had a similar thing to that. Not quite to the same extensive extent that Forgotten Realms has, but there are definitely multiple afterlives in Elder Scrolls, and the idea of coming to this place and finding out about the souls here and having this be basically your eternal, resting place, if you could call it resting. Yeah, I think you get the point there. So honestly, this place would probably not just creep her out terribly, but when she starts actually thinking about it, it's actually going to get worse as she starts to understand just how messed up this place is. And that leaves us with a fascinating question, which is very indicative of her character at this point in time. Do you think Ellie would want to do everything in her power to save these souls here, help them in whatever way she could? Or do you think this place would crush her emotionally, mentally, to the point where she could not withstand this place, and she has to get out of here as quickly as possible? She cannot bring herself to help these people at all. What do you guys think? And yeah, I like the Dark Souls comparison there, from my interpretation of the Dark Souls lore. That's true, Raph. How many people would think I suddenly can't think of it. The Shivering Isles would be hell. Quite a few, I imagine. I'm staying here until I get answers, damn it.
Guido says he's good to go.
Okay. Please don't.
There's more than one!
Use scissors if you're going to do it.
I have a better idea.
See, you get why I mentioned this. This is not only very indicative of her character, but indicative of how she's feeling at this point in time. And you can genuinely have a honest argument for both, for basically the same reasons. This place is horrible, so I have to save these people. This place is horrible, so I have to get out of here. Both are equally valid, and both will reflect on her character a lot. We'll go ahead and throw up a poll. Hang on, let me get... This is the last thing we're going to do, then I'm going to stop streaming for the evening. Let's get Nightbot in here. Come on. And yeah, she would definitely regret it later, but that's not really the point. Come on, Nightbot, where are you? There you are. Okay. Nope, Baronessa, can't do it. Because then I wouldn't be interacting with my viewers, and I can't do that. And if you guys want to be completely ignored... besides, the live session is a little bit ahead of the recorded session. I'm sure Bragwin would hate it to actually see the next episode of Primus. There we go. There's the pull up. Where is this? That's the worst map ever. Plus, I figure if we kill Rory off, everything will be much better. I'll have a lot of just random quests here. I still have the Start the Thieves Guild quest in here. We haven't been back there in a while, have we? Great. There's no hints as to where the skull is for Arvak. Wonderful. See you around, Mugwump. We could do something like that, Razulia. That would still qualify under Save Them, though, for this purpose. Wow. Okay, I take it back. I don't like this place. I don't like grounds that are made of bones. Ground that is made of bones. Not my thing. An obvious place. Wow, Bragon. Which race were you curious about, out of curiosity? It's not, no, it's bone formed, but then there's frost over it. The frost makes it much more amenable to my aesthetics. I don't like walking on the path, the road of victory, or the path of victory. I forget what they called it. But the path of victory is just disgusting. It's one of those things that's really, really horrifying when you think about it. Has anybody not voted yet? Running out of time here. No, I have a terrible sense of direction. I get lost all the time. At least in mundane stuff. In mazes? Yeah, I'm fine in mazes. I was the guy who actually knew how to get through a lot of the stuff in Asheron's Call without a map or anything like that. Because, you know, that was before maps existed in that game. Hey, Cumanization, we're about to stop the stream, yay! We're voting for how Ellie is going to take the Soul Cairn. The two generalized options are either this place crushes her to the point where she has to flee, you know, she has to get out of here, or...
Vampire would be right at home in this place. You'd be wrong. Let's just find my mother and get out of here.
Or she's going to do anything in her power to, you know, save whoever she can from in here. And you've got like 10 seconds. Very unlikely, Cyric. I am going to be recording as soon as I stop streaming. And then, you know, I'm going to bed, and then I'm going to be hanging out with my dad for the weekend. There may or may not be streams this weekend. That depends solely on my dad and when he goes to bed and when I'm otherwise available.
Are you on the stream now?
So, there's that. Looks like Save Them is currently winning, which is kind of funny. So I guess we'll go with Save Them as the option.
Are you on the stream yet? See? Dinner.
Yay. I did not, J-Man. It did not look interesting enough to me. I did watch it. So apparently we will be saving them whenever we get back to our story, which is not right now. To be continued, so to speak. I'll see you guys later.